I just want to do a quick video with an allegory of what germs, what microbes are to the human body, to each individual human body. So all cultures, or virtually all cultures on the planet, have a deluge story, a giant flood that killed almost everyone and only a few people survived. Noah's Ark, the Lakota.
Yep, bye-bye.
The Lakota and several other tribes. So in the analogy, the germs are human beings and your body is the earth. The human beings are tiny little specks on the face of the earth, right? Humans like to think of themselves as substantial and mattering, but when the earth gets annoyed, gets active, you don't matter much. You get swallowed by sinkholes, you get swept away in floods, the ground parts beneath your feet in earthquakes. There's 1,000 different ways for the earth to just smash you like an ant. The reason for that is your size. If you were a lot larger, if you were 3,000 or 4,000 times the size you are, then the earth would be substantially less capable of just annihilating you and almost your entire species all at once. So that's what's going on with microbes inside of your body. Viruses, bacteria, fungi, and microfauna that you term parasites. Your body is the earth, and your body has 1,000 different ways to deal with microbes. When it needs something done, it sends out biosignals. It says, hey, come over here and clean up this diseased tissue, or come over here and clean up this toxin that the ghost inside of me caused to come into me, whether it's grease from those cheese curds you ate, or alcohol from the binge you went on, or whatever. So your body wants to be in harmony with the creatures living inside of it. It doesn't want to be at war with them. There's enough, the system works really, really well. There's enough to go around for everyone. And bacteria, viruses, fungi, and microfauna are never at risk of going extinct. There's never a time in history, or in the future, or in the present rather, where these animals are like endangered species. They eat everything. They can live on so many different mediums. They can go dormant for thousands of years, millions of years in some cases. They're not out to get you, okay? And they can't make choices to begin with. They are at the mercy. Do you understand? You feel like you and your immune system are at the mercy of microbes, but it is precisely the opposite scenario. Microbes are at the mercy of what you do. If you flood your body with alcohol, they have to deal with it. If you flood your body with Krispy Kreme donuts that are made with hydrogenated oils and sugars that are laden with heavy metals, your body and the microbes have to deal with all of it. Do you understand that? There's no place to go. Your microbiome, the bacteria, the yeasts, and the the microfauna, and I'm leaving out phages here, viruses, because they're part of your DNA and they're not alive in the sense of respiration and things like that, so we don't need to talk about them. But the other ones who are living and procreating, they're at your mercy. I cannot emphasize that enough. The importance of that, the implication, the ramification of that is that you have the power. You have let scientists and confused and sometimes malicious so-called doctors and physicians and pharma, you have let them make you a weak, powerless victim who is afraid of a creature that can fit on the head where millions of them can fit on the head of a pin. Do you know how retarded that sounds? Prima facie. It's really dumb. Your body can produce almost any kind of chemical or chemical analog or derivative you can think of that would be needed to tone down a population of microbes if they get out of control. Do you understand that? Your body is the earth. Your body has the ability to completely annihilate the little people living inside and on it. Okay? For the microbes, you are the entire universe. Nothing else exists except for your gut and your cells and your biosignals and your toroidal magnetic field, your Wi-Fi, your electrical system. It is time that you stop fearing every single thing around you and start not fearing, but identifying that it is the 80,000 new chemicals, as well as stress, a Western rigid artificial lifestyle, and excessive and inappropriately modulated EMF. Those are the things that are attacking you. Germs are your best friends, and in spite of every retarded, asinine thing that you do to them, they're still keeping you alive. And no matter how many times you try to genocide their populations with antibiotics and 99.999% effective germicidal hand soaps that, by the way, cause feminizing in men, according to an 1,100% increase in absorption of feminizing hormones, chemicals. You make no sense, okay? All you have to do is pull your head out of your ridiculous ideas about what constitutes a double-blind lab study, which almost doesn't exist because nothing in nature ever happens in a vacuum. The world, the universe, is a constant butterfly effect. Everything is pushing on everything else in some form, some manner. I'm not being new agey, and I'm not being hypey, and I'm not being extremist or any of these things. This is the nature of the quantum reality that leads to the unfolding of this apparently physical reality that is mostly illusion. You need to get savvy to that, because the problem with viewing microbes and germs as your worst enemy, as little demons hiding invisibly on every surface you can think of, doorknobs and handles, and your dog's giving you a kiss, and your kid holding a snake or a starfish when they go to the zoo, or the germs are not your problem. Your society, your species has an epidemic of blame shifting. You almost cannot live without blame shifting, and you don't even know you're doing it. But I promise you that it's not. Morning.
Oh.
That it's not your. That it's not the case. I've got a train coming, so I got to cut this video. But just you are in control. Start using it.